Hey everyone, and welcome to another video. So it's unusual for me to do a video from my couch, but there's a very good reason for this. So today I'm going to be reviewing a book called The Otherworld by Abbie Emmons. Let me get this. I don't know if it's backwards for you guys, but The Otherworld by Abbie Emmons. And it's 5:22 a.m. and I just finished reading this book. And I've actually shut off. I have a night schedule, so I go to bed at 6 a.m. So I'm gonna have to go to bed in half an hour. I've shut my computer off for the night, and all I had was my cell phone on hand. So I'm doing a review last minute, but I really wanted to do this review tonight because The Otherworld by Abbie Emmons is one of the best romances I've ever read. One of the best contemporary romances I have ever read. So Abbie Emmons is a YouTuber, an author YouTuber I discovered here on YouTube, and I've watched her videos for quite a while because she gives really good advice and she knows what she's talking about, and she's wiser than I am, and I've learned a lot from her. And a lot of times in her examples, she would use this book, The Otherworld. In her examples, she had several fun videos, one where she did AI art, doing scenes from her book, and that's the one that really captivated me. I saw like a trailer and a blurb and stuff, and I just got really captivated with the idea of this girl who lives on an island in kind of a lighthouse with her dad, and she doesn't know anything about the real world, and she dreams of going to the other world, aka, like the nearby actual civilizations and stuff. And there's a guy named Jack and his brother Adam, his older brother Adam. Adam basically crashes and is presumed dead. And I just got I was like, I have to read this book. The problem was that was this summer and it was scheduled to come out in October. So I was like, oh my gosh, I have to wait months and months for this book. So long story short, I finally got the money to buy it and I bought it and I've read it, and it's been like 3 days. So I just breezed through this book. And you guys know that I don't read very much. Reading is hard for me to get into reading because I write more than I read. It's a problem that I have, but this book just sucked me in and I just breezed through it. I First of all, she's very true to her advice, so she doesn't preach to the choir. Although a piece of advice that she gives, I can see her implementing that in her writing style, and it's advice that really works. I feel like some of her biggest things that she talks about is character motivations, like what are their goals, what are their fears, what is the false belief that they hold at the beginning of the book that will be the thing that changes them and sets the precedent for their story arc. And I can see that in all of her characters. She takes great care in each of them, and each of them having a very, very strong arc. Her descriptions and setting, everything is so clear. Like I could feel everything the characters were feeling, both emotionally and physically. The setting was really good. I loved how she describes everything, like when a character is moving and acting and doing things, like you're right there with them. And it was really free of mistakes. Like um I struggle to read anyway because I often my writer's brain turns on, and sometimes I'm like, I would do this and I would do that, and it's hard for me to get into books, with the exception of ones like these that just suck me right into it. And it's even worse if the book is riddled with mistakes, because my editing brain, I can't shut it off. I'm a professional editor, and I can't shut my editing brain off. So, but it's so, like, I didn't catch hardly anything. Like, there's a few details that I probably would have suggested to authors just to make the writing style a little bit more tighter. But that's a personal stylized choice, and those choices, a lot of famous authors choose to make those choices, so it's not like it's a must. But it was so clean of mistakes. It was very easy to read. I loved both of the relationships in there. I did call the correct one. I did ship the correct one. But I actually appreciate the love triangle in this because it's one that's unique, that is realistic, handled very well. And it's the first one that I could see both sides. Usually in a love triangle, I'm very much one-sided. I'll pick one guy over the other, and usually I won't really get the other side. Like a good example, for a TV show, I can't think of a book love triangle at the moment, but a TV show would be Vampire Diaries. Okay, Stefan versus Damon. I'm Team Damon, always will be. And I don't really see what people see in Stefan. I mean, he's a good character, but I just don't like him with Elena. And so with this particular book, I could see why people like the other side, the other ship, and I appreciated it. I love the dynamic between Adam and Jack, the relationship. I'm a sucker for some bromances. I love brothers and I love brotherly relationships. Whether it's Stefan and Damon, whether it's even people who aren't brothers like Anakin and Obi-Wan, um, whether it's, my mind is completely blank on brother characters right now, but there's a lot of them, that I like and love, and I'm a sucker for some brothers, and I love the dynamic between Jack and Adam. I love the difference between them, and I feel like it works really well. I love the characterization for everybody in this. Even the side characters are like really, really good. Like Adam and Jack's parents, I feel like it's one of the, maybe it's because I haven't read a lot these days, but I feel like it's finally some parents that are like raising their kids really well and like really good parents, just the way that they raise the boys. Like they're, Jack's 18 and Adam's like 28, so it's not like they're still kids or anything, but I just really love their parents. I really like her dad, but I love that like even all the characters have their flaws and their things to overcome, and it's balanced out really well where the characters have their flaws, and so they have to kind of like overcome those flaws um in order to get the the goals that they want and to achieve what they want out of life, if that makes any sense. I feel like there's some twists in this. There's several different things that I didn't see coming, and I was really excited and shocked and blown away by the twists. I That's a little bit of a spoiler, but I'll just say that I like it when brothers fight. If you can give me a good brother fist fight, I will love it. And that happens in this book due to circumstances, and it's so good. Again, it just makes me reminds me so much of the relationship between Stefan and Damon in an odd way, because they're very close brothers, but they do fight a lot. And that has to do with like vampires and stuff. So not similar books at all. And even the dynamic is not similar at all, because Damon loves to hurt his brother, whereas Adam and Jack are really similar. But I think for me, the reminder of it is how much I love the dynamic. Like, I love Stefan and Damon's relationship as brothers, and I love Adam and Jack's relationship as brothers in this book. So I just had to do this book review while I literally just finished it seconds before I started filming I just finished it seconds before I started filming, so I had to do this right now while it's very, very fresh in my mind. Even though I've turned my computer off for the night, I'm literally ready to go to bed. And The Otherworld by Abbie Emmons, such a good book. She's such a good author. I want more. And I definitely like, the weird thing is, like, I honestly want more books like this where it's like, it's like an island and a lighthouse and an isolated girl, and I love the pilot aspect. I love the crash. I love, okay, the vibe. There's this Greek myth that's told in this story, like, one of the characters is reading to another one, and so the one character shares the story of this Greek myth, and it shares parallels with the relationship, and it seems like that could be an inspiration. I don't know where the idea came to Abbie for this book. I'd love to know, but so that could have been an inspiration, but it honestly kind of gave me some Little Mermaid vibes, just in the aspect that you have a girl who's very sheltered by her father, and she really wants to see the other world that she is not a part of, and then the guy gets into some trouble and his life's in danger, and she saves his life. And then things go from there. Now, this story obviously adds a love triangle and some other circumstances, and it's the real world, so it's not fantasy or fairy tale like at all. But it gave me some Little Mermaid vibes. in that aspect, which I thought was really cool. And I don't know, it's such a good book. Like, I literally, like, as an author, as an editor, when I edit books, I always try to be objective and, weigh, like, okay, what I liked, what I didn't like. I review shows, same thing. But honestly, I don't have a single thing that I did not like about this book, and I did not have anything that I actually hated or disliked or would have changed or done differently, which is mind blowing to me. Like, normally I have one critique or the other or another, but I love this book. And I'm going to rate The Otherworld by Abbie Emmons 5-star book. 100%. Like, I wish I could do 6 stars, honestly. Like, this is a good book. It's a clean book. It's a very clean romance. There's a little bit of cussing, but it's not cuss words that bother me at all. It's such a good book, and I highly recommend it to all my readers and fans on here. It's even my Christian readers who are very sensitive to certain um, who are sensitive to certain things and don't like certain things in the book. It's super clean. It is such a good book. It's a really good romance book, but also clean and like contemporary. And it's a really good book. I don't know what else to say about it. Like, I love this story, and it sucked me into reading again, which normally only thrillers, I figured out. Thrillers are the kind of thing that can do that. But honestly, like, this book did it. So, The Otherworld by Abbie Emmons. I'm so excited about this story. I'm so excited about this book. And I honestly wish I could read it again for the first time because it's just so special. So, if you guys enjoyed this review and video, please give this video a like and subscribe for more writing and reading videos every Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And if you liked my review of The Otherworld by Abbie Emmons, then check out this review where I reviewed Daisy Darker. It's such a good book. It sucked me into reading. It's one of those thrillers with a twist that you guys won't see coming. So check it out, and I tell you all of my thoughts about that book.